Is Gilead reasserting its power? Here to talk it through are two of the show's stars, Bradley Whitford, who plays the enigmatic Commander Joseph Lawrence, and Madeline Brewer, who plays Janine, the handmaid with her heart on her sleeve. And a patch on her eye, by the way.
I literally have a heart tattooed on my arm because I wear my heart on my sleeve.
We are so honored to have both of you here to talk about what is, becoming an incredible season of the show. And now we're up to episode 5. And our burning question centers on Gilead reasserting its power up until this episode. In this episode, what can you say about that? What is the state of that system as it stands?
I think from Lawrence's perspective, I know he's trying to reassert his power. I honestly don't know where he is headed. I think he sees an opportunity to perhaps change Gilead.
And do you think the decisions he's making now are about saving Gilead or destroying it from the inside out so that can be his legacy?
I do think he is thinking about legacy. I do think he's trying to make up for something. But there's always this barely contained contempt for the structures of Gilead. He's disgusted by it. Oh, shoot, my dog.
It's okay, it happens.
By the way, no pets in Gilead.
No pets in Gilead, no. No. So Bradley brings up a great point, and I'd love to talk about this with you, is sort of the vulnerabilities of a system like Gilead. There's a lot of sort of veneer of strength, but underneath that, you see a lot of holes and a lot of places where people can take advantage. As a handmaid, in what way do those women possibly have access to those failings?
I don't know how this is going to sound as I say it, but sex is powerful, and
that's what the whole show's about, right?
Is very influential, and even a batshit crazy one-eyed handmaid can influence the powers that are these great commanders. You see the cracks in their armor because they are only human and they are susceptible to human flaw.
This idea of creating a system based on the subjugation of women whose currency is sex, but then it's also men's most vulnerable piece of the system.
They're chasing power. They're not actually trying to establish a nation.
That makes sense.
That's so prevalent this season. You see the hunger for power only.
It's interesting. There's Stacey, you were just talking about this. There's real fear about the power of a woman's sexuality.
And that is actually the exact core theme of this entire show. The fear of the uprising of the woman. And,
yes.
and actually on that note, and sort of loosely tied to that, was bombing Chicago a message for June? What do you think?
I'm in the rubble somewhere. I'm not even thinking about that. So I'm going to let you go ahead.
But Bradley, what do you think? What do you think the value is of an act like this? In this this is wartime, right? This is an act of war on a somewhat smaller scale, but it is an act of war.
I think it's a futile act. It's the insanity of oppression, because it will ultimately come back and destroy the oppressor.
Right. But I want to talk about Gilead on a larger scale. And it is the biggest question of this episode when we talk about Gilead is, does the resistance stand a chance now?
I personally felt like it's a little disorganized. Because,
Yes,
we've been seeking
it does seem that way. Mm-hmm.
Mayday is our North Star. It's our thing that we are our reason.
Right.
We need to connect with Mayday. And Mayday, when we leave and we're officially out and we're in Chicago, Mayday doesn't even exist there. He doesn't even know what that is. Is Mayday something that Gilead has built?
Right.
Is Mayday just a system within Gilead?
Right.
It
seems theoretical at this point.
Were we fighting Gilead with Gilead? What? It almost felt like a betrayal to me a little bit. Was Mayday ever the way out?
Well, I want to thank both of you for being here. That was a tough question. I'm not sure we parsed through all the nuances of it, but it's given me a lot more to think about, as if we needed more. But thank you so much for joining us.
Maddie, it's great to see you with both eyes.
Oh, thank you. Great to see you.
Yes, it is wonderful to see you with both eyes open. Use the hashtag #OneBurningQuestion and tell us what you think. Thank you so much for watching.